Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for being here before. I don't have any slides for you today, but I'm just going to want to maybe have a conversation a little bit with some people if you're willing to engage. Maybe I can introduce a little bit myself and what I've been doing for the last couple of months. So I lead the trade organization for Ethereum Enterprise adoptions. That means we are going around the world, meeting financial institutions and gathering, information to how we can support their journey on Ethereum. And so how that works, we have members, Circle, like we have EY, Linea, Consensus, Lido, soon more DeFi protocols, JP Morgan, Plume, ZK Thing, Applied Blockchain, and what we do is really like amplifying their voice into the enterprise ecosystem to support them. So first, I guess I can try to engage with you if you have any question. What I've been doing, for instance, the last couple of months, I went to Sibos, which is the biggest payment conference in September for Swift. I went to the Nasha payment conference for ACH. I go to conference where I'm the only guy from the Web3 ecosystem, and I go and talk to institutions or banks, and really helping bridging that gap. Banks, they come to us to have like a neutral perspective on how we can leverage Ethereum. We also, of course, go on some like the more major like conferences. But this is, I would say, if you want, we can engage directly. Otherwise, I think I will probably talk a little bit about some global financial infrastructure that I think is sometimes missing from the audience in Web3. Yeah. Okay. I guess who here is familiar with DTCC? One person? One? No, not just one person. Never heard about DTCC otherwise? So, DTCC is a financial market infrastructure utility. It's a company that was created in 1972, in New York City. They use, every time you buy a security, they used to send paper by carrier. Up until in late 60s, like 69, they had about 12 million backlog of paper going around the city, and that was generating, you can imagine, some issue for the financial market. So they sat down and say, whoa, wait a second. We're going to do that electronically. Hence, they created DTCC. I could tell you the name, I forgot exactly what it stands for, but it's a clearinghouse. So they hold the security and then make sure, like it's delivered to the right people. So DTCC is also like, they have some members. They have about like 10,000 banks that are like members of the organization. And I think it's about 98% of the security market in the US go through DTCC. So maybe I'm gonna go more into some numbers. They have about, I think the numbers is about $4 quadrillion that are being transited of value through their books every year. At any given time, they hold about $100 trillion of securities. And so now you're like, okay, it's actually probably like the biggest financial infrastructure, market infrastructure in the world. And why I'm telling you about this is like in April, they actually released a blockchain product. Because one of the main challenges when you work with in TradFi is something that they call DVP, delivery versus payment. It's like how you make sure that when you, I guess what we do in blockchain, when you click send, it's been received. And you receive that. And so I'm telling you about DTCC because I think they're one of the most interesting TradFi use case for blockchain right now. They came into ECC to do a presentation, but they released that product when they really show how you can streamline operation of collateral management using blockchain. I think they build everything using Hyperledger Besu, so it's a private chain, but this is probably going to also move to like some other like more public infrastructure, but right now it's on a private chain. And so I highly encourage you to make some research, look at those demo video online, because you will see the perfect use case. They have like about half an hour of pure demo, of product demo saying, hey, I'm here, a bank in Japan. There is an event in England. Where do I find the cash to do this? I need 300 millions for 4 hours. Oh, but those 300 millions, they're somewhere in UK and I'm in Japan. If I need to borrow this in intraday, that's going to cost me much. But now I can actually use instant delivery from those different jurisdictions. And so they show you like different use cases of collateral management that really highlight how we can transform, the way the market operates. And I think I keep talking about this at everyone that I meet at different DeFi conferences or or people that building, financial products on blockchain and on Ethereum, because I think that's the most important use case and also global financial infrastructure to understand. Because if we really want to transform the way we do finance, having more accessibility, having a better system, we need to understand how global finance works. And I think we have a lot to learn in terms of education in that regards. I learned about this about a few months ago, because I met someone in New York, and then we were having some drinks, and then they tell me, oh, they're doing this, you should check it out. They're also releasing, and then I did some research, and I was like, oh my God. And there is some other institution like this, and they all right now are really looking seriously at how to implement solution. And I think looking at how they understand the system, how they understand the technology, how they can leverage it, it's pretty remarkable. You can see many videos of them, showing that. And some people would come say, well, Swift is also working currently with consensus, to build a POC or payment system. I was last week, I was at a happy hour, and the CEO of Swift, who is familiar with Swift? Yeah, okay. So it's a messaging system, it's not a payment system. They send message. It's like how you make sure something has been delivered, that you receive the KYC. But the CEO of Swift was here, and he was showing that demo of how you can make a payment in 30 different countries using the app that they've been building, with consensus. And he was super excited about this. So they're also moving to that space. And I think sometimes we have a big misconception about TradFi, thinking they don't want what we are doing. They're the enemy or something like that. And it's not the case at all. They just have to operate within the boundaries of the legal structure that they have. I worked in a bank in 2015. And if anyone has ever worked in a financial institution, for instance, there is agencies, they have a key and they have an office. There is a room in the bank where they can come and go as they please. This is part of the requirements that you need to have some license. When I started at the bank, it took me a week and a half just to do certification, compliance, training, just to have access to a SharePoint. In terms of segregation, I'm not saying this, but it's just to tell the level of constraint in which they operate. And so they're mostly following the rules in which they have to operate. Because if you don't do, I think I was, so in 2015 also, I think Obama signed some sanction against Russia. It was on the news, something like that. It was maybe, let's say, Tuesday. Tuesday, you see on the TV, we're going to have some sanction for Russia. Next day, I was in middle and back office, some capital market. Next day, we had a letter with how we need to implement it, what we have to do, and how it's going to work for in terms of counterparty. So it's to tell you how, and they have to do this. Because yes, they could say no, then they're going to lose the license, say, okay, thank you, you cannot trade anymore on 80% of the security market in the world. So that's really what I think it's important to understand, but I have 1 minute left. I think really encourage you to take a look at the DTCC experiment. You can send me a message on anywhere you'll find me pretty easy on social media. I'll send you, I wrote a little paper, share the link, but you will see exactly how what we're doing can completely transform, and also how they understand our technology. Because they build a pretty crazy machine. They have 700 smart contracts. They crazy collateral management. They have also a more technical presentation that they did at ECC. And I think if you want to really have the perfect grasp of what is TradFi is building and how we can transform the way to operate, this is the perfect way to look at it. And also, once this is going to go live, that's going to really make a big difference in our ecosystem, because that's a pretty big organization. And I think I have 30 seconds left. I don't think there is any question, but otherwise, thank you for sharing you here with me for a couple of minutes, and I will be around if you want to keep chatting.